There are moments in history when the world seems to stop. Moments when war, pain, and fear wrap entire nations in darkness. And yet, even in that darkness, there is a flicker, a fragile, stubborn flicker of hope. Today, we're diving into one of the most painful and complex conflicts on Earth, the Palestine-Israel War. A conflict rooted in land, identity, religion, trauma, politics, and generations of loss. But beneath all that, what would it actually take to end this war? Not a fantasy, not a dream, but a real path, step by step, toward peace. Before any peace is possible, both sides must acknowledge one simple truth. Neither people is going anywhere. Israelis are not leaving. Palestinians are not disappearing. Each nation carries deep wounds, centuries-old Jewish trauma and displacement, and decades-long Palestinian suffering and statelessness. Until these wounds are recognized as real, human, and worthy of compassion, nothing moves. Peace begins with truth. A lasting solution must give each side what it fears losing the most. Israel needs guaranteed security, the assurance that rockets, tunnels, and terror will not return. Palestinians need guaranteed freedom, freedom of movement, freedom from occupation, and the freedom to build a nation with dignity. Peace demands both, because one without the other collapses. Almost every long-term peace proposal returns to the same conclusion. Two states living side by side. A sovereign Israel and a sovereign Palestine. Shared borders, shared security arrangements, and shared economic corridors. This does not erase history, but it offers a future where children grow up with passports instead of checkpoints, with schools instead of shelters. It is not easy. It never was. But every serious roadmap circles back to this idea. Jerusalem, sacred to Jews, Muslims, and Christians, remains the emotional heart of the conflict. Any peace deal must address it with wisdom and care. That means shared access to holy sites, international protection over sensitive areas, and a political arrangement that respects the identity of both peoples. Jerusalem cannot belong exclusively to one side if peace is the goal. It must be a city where faith meets fairness. War breeds poverty, poverty breeds anger, and anger breeds more war. To break the cycle, economic rebirth is essential. Imagine a Palestine with stable jobs, open borders for trade, modern infrastructure, and international investment. Imagine Israel benefiting from regional cooperation instead of regional hostility. Peace is not just emotional, it is practical. Money builds the world that politics imagines. The surrounding Arab nations play a massive role in shaping the future. Saudi Arabia, Egypt, Jordan, and the Gulf states hold the influence to push both sides toward a final agreement. For Palestinians, they can guarantee statehood and offer economic stability. For Israel, they can guarantee regional security and support normalization. The Middle East cannot change unless its neighbors commit to change as well. Global powers also have responsibilities they can no longer ignore. The United States, the European Union, and the United Nations must shift from reacting to violence to actively enforcing peace terms. This means real accountability, no more unchecked settlements, no more militant buildup, and no more aid used to fund cycles of destruction. A stable peace requires strong and steady international guardianship, yet even if leaders agree, peace fails without the people. Real change begins with the voices on the ground, teachers, parents, young people tired of funerals, religious leaders calling for mercy instead of fire. Peace is not born in conference rooms, it is born in villages, in classrooms, and in prayers whispered late at night. Hearts must change before borders can change. In the end, ending the Palestine war comes down to one word: humanity. Seeing each other not as occupiers or terrorists, not as invaders or enemies, but as fathers, mothers, sons, and daughters who just want to live. When humanity rises above hatred, peace becomes more than a document. it becomes a destiny. Imagine it now. One quiet morning, the last missile never launches. The last child sleeps through the night without fear. The last siren never sounds. And for the first time in generations, there is silence. Not the silence of mourning, but the silence of peace. A new chapter would begin, written not by politicians, not by armies, but by people who finally believe that tomorrow can be better than yesterday. Where do you think the world stands on this road? Are we close? Are we far? Or is this the moment when history begins to turn? Let's talk in the comments. Your voice might be the spark someone else needs today.